Welcome back to the Mo Mara podcast. As you can see, we are missing a key element of the show. Adam's currently away for the week, and so filling in his place is special guest Aaron. Aaron, I'll let you finish introducing yourself.
All right, what's good? My name's Aaron. I'm a Division II wide receiver at American International College. I was teammates with Sean for the past 3 years at Montclair State, so I just transferred over. But thank you for having me on the show, Sean.
My
Happy to
pleasure.
help you.
My pleasure. All right, so to break the ice a little bit to get you more comfortable in this environment, we're going to hit you with a little question that I hit the last two guests that are on the show as well. That's going to be you're currently playing a 5v5 pickup game, and so it's you and for the people, but you get to create your own team, but you can't choose any basketball players. Can't be former, can't be current. They
Okay.
cannot be any NBA players. So, for example, you could pick The Rock to be your center because he'll
Okay.
probably
And
be a demon in the paint.
I could choose like other athletes in other sports, right?
Other athletes and other sports apply, but try to if
Okay.
try to make them well known if anything.
I got you. I got you. I got you.
So
Okay.
go ahead, shoot away.
So since it's me and four others, I'd probably put the small forward. I'll play the three. Um, my point guard. Actually, no. Let's start at center. I'll go Jeffrey the Giraffe in the Toys R Us draft.
All right, all right.
I think it's a draft, and it's
He could
he's
probably ball. Let's be
he
honest
could
here.
probably ball. He's an icon in our childhood, so definitely gotta go him. Point guard, man. I'll probably go for point guard. Who would be like a key guy? Honestly, I'm gonna take the superhero route here for point guard. I'm gonna go. I'm probably gonna go Robin. Robin.
Really, Robin?
No,
Okay.
he's a little shorter guy. I feel like he could run our point guard. Facilitate everyone. He helps. Hey, he helps out Batman. So I mean, that's
That's
probably
true.
the best. All right, shooting guard.
So you want a role player basically for that, you're saying.
Yeah, if I'm a like coach or a guy, especially in basketball, I want a role player. I need someone who's gonna, help. Especially at the point guard, they gotta help. The whole team. They gotta help. So they gotta be unselfish or selfless. Is the word.
Yeah.
All right, shooting guard. The two will be the two for me. This is kind of hard because like there's a lot of options that you could choose from.
That's the beauty of it.
I know this is insane. I'll probably go. Actually, we'll go power forward. Um, and we will choose. No. Back to shooting guard. John Cena.
Can't see him.
Exactly.
Good choice.
And Robin. That would be him and Robin at the 1 and 2. Self-explanatory. All right, and then power forward. Probably choose the Thing. If you remember.
Fantastic Four.
Yep, Fantastic Four. That's just a big body, and I need Jeffrey Giraffe isn't really a big body; he's just height. So I
Yeah.
definitely need a big body down there. And I mean, I would usually you think you choose the Hulk, but
He's got anger issues, man. He's gonna lash out the
exactly,
court. You don't want that.
exactly, he's gonna get ejected. The
He's
thing,
gonna foul out.
exactly, the things that keep it calm, cool, collected. Plays
Yeah.
his position, plays role.
No, yeah. Hulk's definitely
Uh,
getting teed up.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
that's my five.
Beautiful five. All right. So on to the next part. As you know, now that Aaron has introduced himself, we used to be former teammates. Um, we are both college football players actively right now. So it's figured it's been about a week since it happened, a couple of days since it happened. But it's time that we kind of discuss the Kentucky locker room fight. Um, I still don't know how it happened. I don't know what provoked it. I just remember seeing it on Twitter. Um, and what are your thoughts on it as a current college athlete?
All right. I mean, personally, like that's just something you don't want to see in your locker room, especially like at a team like Kentucky, SEC team. They're always like, they're a team that starts out strong but has their inconsistencies, and I feel like this really shows that. It, if I'm on Kentucky's roster, like first, I'm not a guy to fight. Like I'm a lover, not a fighter. So if I were to see that, like, I feel like that would just ruin team chemistry and morale. Like if you watch the video, not many people were trying to stop it. All right, that's what it looked like. Everyone's cheering it on. Obviously, someone recorded the fight, which is beyond me. Like, you can't. These are the same people that are going to call each other brothers, and oh, that's my boy, and I'll ride for him, I'll die for him. but at the same time, you're recording him, you know, two teammates fighting. So personally, I don't like seeing that. I watched it like 5 separate times, and I was like, "There's like, come on, like, you guys are Division 1 athletes. You guys, the next level after that, for definitely for them is the NFL. You never know. One of those people one of the players who were involved in the fight, you never know if one of them was a big time guy. Obviously, I don't know who's involved. I couldn't really see faces like that, but you never know. Like that could really like hurt your stock for the league. So you put your future at risk fighting another teammate. And it's not like it was a play fight. We see play fights all the time. Like that looked serious. That was like, there wasn't really a stop that was happening. So that's what I think about. Like you're ruining your future trying to be cool. And we've seen that happen with too many athletes in the past. So
Yeah, well said. I'm completely in full agreement with you. I think that's not the standard for any culture. And I think that's just like you said, the fact that no one's trying to jump in and break it up is to me is what's crazy. Because I know for our team right now, because you were here last year before you transferred out because of graduation. Um, the culture we're trying to build right now, it's basically completely anti that. And I know for a fact that if anything was to like stir up and there was fists to be thrown, unlike say like a couple of years ago, people are jumping up again the way, making sure that nothing bad happens. We're trying to shut that down immediately. And yeah, this is just overall unacceptable. And I think the leaders of the team should really take like accountability for this and realize like the whatever provoked it could have probably been avoided. It's not like this workouts phase. I feel like everyone's tired and usually it's early. And so everyone's kind of like your defenses
exactly.
emotionally are down. So you're kind of like, yeah, well, I hate you for this. I'm gonna start like and it's like, yeah, well, at the same time, I'm not trying to make a rationale and say it's a good thing to do. I'm like, no, not at all. Just at the same time, you gotta understand that the defenses are down, people are tired.
Yeah,
So
it's great you brought up the culture part, and especially at the D1 level, like the offseason workouts, they're gonna be practicing working out for a spring game come April, May, whenever it is. So you never know that it's like you said, they're tired, grumpy from working out, and it could have been one dude talking his smack, and someone took it like serious, and obviously we're football players. We're gonna talk smack all the time, whether it's on the field, off the field, to our teammates, to the other team, whatever it is. But sometimes, especially, that was probably during the morning after a morning workout. It's probably 7 a.m., 8 a.m. when the fight happened, and one person just was tired of it, and they snapped. And it's sad to say, but that can ruin your culture, no matter what team you are. You can be a Bama with Nick Saban. You could be Clemson with Dabo Sweeney. Stuff like that's going to ruin your culture. And like you said, at Montclair State, it's in here at AIC, we're part of two teams that are building their culture. And if stuff like that happens, that's going to shut everything down, and
yeah,
it's going to affect your culture.
exactly. Very well said. I want to just I don't want to dwell on this. Want to get us moving along here as well.
That's
We got a lot of stuff we want to cover today, guys. So the next thing I want to talk about is what was just announced today, as in March 4th, 2024. Jason Kelsey just announced at a press conference that he's going to be retiring. Um, Jason Kelsey, even though I'm a Jets fan, Kelsey played a massive impact on my football career as a whole. He was an inspiration for me to switch from guard to center, seeing how dominant he was pulling and everything, and just his whole blocking in general. So it makes me really sad to see him go. Plus, he's a great guy. He represents the Philly culture well. I know there's a lot of
Amazing
Giants
person.
fans in the audience, and there's also a lot of Eagles fans. So I know you two are gonna have mixed feelings about that, obviously being rivals and all. But still, it's undeniable the fact that Jason Kelsey was such an incredible person, an incredible player, and in my opinion, top five Eagle of all time, and
100%.
indefinitely a first ballot Hall of Famer.
100%. That I was telling Sean before this, I was actually in treatment watching the press conference, and like I have tears in my eyes because if this is a very influential guy for for in the league, and especially for linemen like Sean just said, he's a guy of class, a guy of just great play and all, and he helped that Eagles offense propel. So him retiring is kind of it's just a sad thing to see.
I also read somewhere that when the actual like rest of the team was watching the press conference, they're all watching in the team cafeteria. Apparently, it was drop dead silent, and the only things that you could hear were people were crying.
Mm-hmm.
What had happened, and that just shows how big of an impact that man had on that team.
I'm saying that's like you look at him as a football player, you look at him and you're like, I want to have the impact. It's kind of like he has, and it's hard to reach the impact he had because of you know when the Eagles got eliminated in the playoffs. His a picture of him crying went viral. It's like, and you can see the comments. Everyone's like, "Don't retire." Everyone just didn't want him to leave and retire because of how he was on the field for the league and for the fans. So that it's a beautiful thing, but at the same time, it's a sad thing. And like you said, first ballot Hall of Famer in my book. Um, you know, obviously him and his brother are two amazing football players. So seeing Travis in the crowd during that too, him crying his eyes out, seeing Mama Kelsey crying, it's definitely hard to watch that press conference when he tries. I'll say that.
I also want to say that's like a top three press conference of all time for retirement
100%,
announcements.
100%.
The other one that really got to my heart was Peyton Manning.
That was
That one hurt. That one irked my heart like very bad. Like, that one was very emotional.
100%. I vaguely remember seeing it, and when these great players retires, you realize you're getting older, and you're just like you know you're the new generation of talent coming in. It's not going to be the same as these guys.
Yeah.
But definitely.
So up next, we have some offseason updates from the NFL. Well, because we're on the topic of football right now, so we're gonna keep rolling with that. And so our first, I think, major contract re-signing, which was Mike Evans going back to the Buccaneers on a 2-year, $52 million contract.
I love that. Love that signing. He built his legacy at in Tampa Bay, and I'm just hoping they can re-sign Baker Mayfield. If not, get a solid quarterback for him. When he has a quarterback that knows what he's doing, we see how dominant Mike Evans can be. And as a taller guy, as a receiver, tall like that, is watching him play is like I study his film nowadays. And I'm just praying, like I said, I pray he gets a good quarterback for this next season.
Yeah. Not only that, but he's also like one of the best jump ball like vertical threat receivers of all
Mm-hmm.
time, like you were saying. He's been that way since college. And quick little trivia question: do you know where he went to college and who his college quarterback was?
Good old Johnny football at Texas A&M, baby.
Yes, sir.
God, that
I
them two at Texas A&M, you can still go back and watch the film, and you're just like you can't believe Johnny Manziel is throwing to Mike Evans, and
yeah.
how their careers two separate ways. But like at Texas A&M, it was a beauty to watch.
Oh yeah, it was a beauty. And so that's our first major news. The second news we got is this isn't in a particular order. All these news came out today. Mike so Russell Wilson was just cut from
Mm-hmm.
Broncos. Broncos country, let's cry.
It was one hell of a ride for Broncos country.
It was certainly one of the rides for a quarterback's tenure in NFL history.
I'll
Um,
say I don't like how Sean Payton treated Russell Wilson, and I'm a Saints fan, so Sean Payton affected my NFL life when he was down in NOLA coaching. But there's a lot of stuff that came out about Russell Wilson, or about how Sean Payton treated Russell Wilson. So I'm glad, like, a part of me is glad Russell Wilson's finally getting out there. Hopefully, he can find a home for at least. I feel like he has a good 1 to 2 years left in his career. So hopefully he can find a better home.
yeah, I think he will. I think Atlanta might be a prime location for him because they're currently looking for a quarterback. I think because Desmond
Yeah,
Ridder didn't pan out, and Taylor Heineke. It's just Taylor Heineke. That's nothing against Taylor Heineke. I love Heineke, but it's just the way it kind of is.
Taylor
We're
Heineman.
gonna we're gonna put up a little graphic right below around the screen right now of the tenure of Russell Wilson in Denver right now, just so you can get like kind of feel like how he did. If you don't know anything like stat wise or familiar about his performances in Denver, I think the most infamous thing about Russell Wilson's tenure in Denver was two things. One,
Broncos country, let's ride.
Yep.
Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride.
That's the
And the
most
second
influential
thing,
thing.
the second thing was in a game in 2022 against the Rams, when they had the game on the Nickelodeon channel, and there's a clear shot of Russell Wilson throwing a pick, and Patrick Starr's voice actor saying that's not what he wanted to cook.
I love how the NFL brought in Nickelodeon. It's the easiest best thing.
Yeah, maybe it could possibly be topped by the absolute mollywhopping that the Broncos got for the Dolphins this year as well.
Ooh, yeah.
And I'm not trying to like just like pick on the Broncos. It's just there wasn't any good memories
But
from Russell Wilson's tenure as a Denver
didn't they
Bronco
drop
from Broncos fans.
didn't they drop 70 on them? That
They
game?
dropped 70
That's
on them. Yep.
as an NFL team, they get 70 dropped on you. That's just terrible.
Yeah, that was. I remember watching that game live, and the entire time I was thinking to myself, like, what is going on in the defensive coordinator's head? 70-20. That was your final score.
Yeah, that's I can't imagine that.
Yeah.
You get paid to play football and have 70 dropped on you.
If you want some more stats, by the way, Tua Tagovailoa was 23 for 26 with 309 yards and 4 touchdowns. Mike White was 2 for 2 with 67 yards and 1 touchdown.
What a goat.
Yep.
That's fans are
What a goat. You know I have his jersey.
Yeah, I know.
I think I have a picture. I'll put it up. I do have his jersey. I do have that man's jersey.
As you should. He was a Jets legend for his time there.
And to the people watching, no, it was not full price. I got it from DHgate.
Yes, sir. Of course.
Yeah. Because that would be a lot of money to put into like a joke jersey. All right, I'm stalling. Moving on. Next up on the list right now, we have L'Jarius Sneed being franchise tagged by the Kansas City Chiefs, which means that I believe Chris Jones is slotted for a new contract. That means, and not the tag.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Sneed's one of the top guys in the league. Whether you hate him or not, whether you hate the Chiefs or not, you know Sneed does his job. Personally, you know, I would love, you know, he got a franchise tag, which hopefully the Chiefs don't do anything else with him. But you never know with the NFL these days.
Yeah, I think it could be a tag and trade, but because they're giving him permission to seek it, because he's emerged as one of the most dominant corners in the league. So I can definitely see that.
Whoever, if he trades, whoever lands him's getting with it, something so valuable. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, as a Saints fan, I know Marshawn Lattimore. We're having stuff with him. So if we do part ways with Lattimore, if we can somehow make a trade with the Chiefs for Sneed, I'll take that.
That'd be great.
I would take that.
Yeah, I mean, I compare like a move like that to be like when the Jets signed DJ Reed for agency, because Reed had a pretty solid like year in his last year in Seattle, and then just broke out with the Jets. Like now he's established himself to be one of the best 100%. Corners in the league. Actually, for a while last year, he was actually ranked number 1 over Sauce and by PFF in terms of general coverage grades, which is to me incredible. And I absolutely love that man.
I still think he's one of the most underrated. A lot of people really don't give him his respect, and I hate seeing it. Everyone, you know, everyone goes straight to Sauce as like, oh, that's Jets guy. But like you look at DJ Reed, like you just said, that he's definitely underrated. You know, he can lock your number 1 guy up.
Yeah, and to avoid being sounding like a homer, which I am, and then move on a little bit. And so the next thing, we're going to go to the AFC again with the Dolphins choosing not to franchise tag Christian Watkins and giving him permission to go seek out to go into free agency.
That's I don't. There's like some moves in the NFL I don't understand, and when you have a very dominant defensive tackle for your defense and you're letting him go, that's one that is like come on, like you might have to make some sacrifices to sign this guy because of the stuff he's done for your team.
Yeah, he's been absolutely just beyond dominant. I feel like it's been someone who scared me a lot.
And he's a character on off the field. You know, you see his antics. That's the guy that'll bring team chemistry up.
Yeah,
especially a team like the Dolphins, who we know how they are.
Yes, I also just on a random note saw that currently Brandon Graham plans to return to the Eagles in 2024. Will not be retiring.
I thought he was retiring. Wow.
On a side note, yeah, I mean, and the thing about if you like, first of all, he's gonna get a contract somewhere to like Dexter Lawrence and Quentin Williams, because those guys are already great defensive tackles as it is. Both of them can rush the quarterback as well from the interior, but they're also very dominant run stoppers, I feel like. So Wilkins will get something that's similar in the range of their money, which I'll put up a graphic of on the screen right now. We're gonna go with Quentin first, and then we're gonna go after that. We'll put up Dexter. But he'll definitely get some pretty big money, and he's going to be a very big acquisition for anyone who decides to actually pull the trigger and get him.
Yeah, someone's going to pull the trigger. Someone has
Yes,
to. That's the guy you can't let slip through your fingers.
exactly. And then the last thing that we're going to talk about in this segment is there have been rumors of the Giants trading up in the draft for a quarterback. They're trying to trade up into the top 5. They're currently at 6 right now. I think they're ruling out Drake May personally, but at the same time, it could be JJ McCarthy. But we have no idea. And
If
we don't
I'm
know what the hole could be for what they're going to give up. So who knows? It's
so
just a reversal.
in the case that that does happen, I'm the Giants GM. I'm probably going to take knowing that you're losing Saquon Barkley too, most likely. I'm taking Drake May. I'm taking the arm over definitely over JJ McCarthy. I feel like JJ McCarthy has a lot of downs compared to Drake May. I don't say same how Drake May, but if that happens, I definitely see him take Drake May. But again, they have Daniel Jones, who I feel like he just needs weapons around him, needs a better line, and he can prove himself. I'm not gonna say I'm a Daniel Jones fan, but it's the reality.
That's fair. And so we're actually going to stick with this NFL segment for one more thing. So most recently, the NFL Combine happened. And there's one thing I want to touch on specifically, and that is Texas wide receiver Xavier Worthy. 4.21 40-yard dash.
Man,
Never seen before.
man, that is a bad man. When whoever gets him in the draft, I just see everyone saying, please don't let the Chiefs draft him. That's probably the funniest thing I've seen. Because I mean, if give him Pat Mahomes and he's rookie of the year in my
Yeah.
there's no corners on the garden, but that's 4.21 is actually insane. Like I watched the 40 like as it was happening, and it's like you really look at him like he's moving, like there's no way he's gonna break it, and all of a sudden crosses, and it's like, well, like I want to do that.
Yeah. And so the previous record was held by John Ross back in 2017 around a 4.22.
Yep.
Um, and on the topic of 40-yard dashes, we're just going to bring back Chris Jones running his 40-yard dash, and something happened specifically that I would not be putting on screen for the
Yeah,
sake of
I would not put
the
that
children.
on screen.
But you can look it up, and you can figure out for yourself what it
Yeah,
is. And it
look
was
up
certainly
at
one of the moments of all time to combine.
look it up at your own risk. I'll say that.
Yes, at your own risk. So cycling out of that, we're going to transition quickly. So the NHL trade deadline is approaching rapidly. And so basically, there's a lot of teams out there who are looking to be buyers. Some teams looking to be sellers. Even teams in prime positions are looking to be sellers. For example, the Blues are sitting, I believe, just outside the wild card spot for
Mhm.
the Western Conference. Are looking to trade. It looks like Pavel Buchnevich, looking to partially retain some of the salary if possible. Just because they want to kind of move assets to get some more in return, which I could personally see him going to someone like an Edmonton, for example, a Vegas, which would terrify me. Um, I could see him possibly reuniting on the East Coast with the Rangers potentially. But overall, I'm not too sure about where he's going to go. But it's just something that's going to be very interesting. There's Kraken players also look like they might be on the move as well. But we're going to wait to see for some major more splash trades. Recently, someone who came up for conversation, which I found very dumb, was Elias Pettersson from the Canucks. But he ended up signing an 8-year contract, I believe, worth $15 million a year. And so that was quickly just swept under the rug. But the trade deadline is approaching. Hopefully, we can see some of our teams make a move. I'm hoping the Rangers can pick up someone. I'm looking at you, Frank Vadrano. But we'll see what happens. And apparently now they're running for Tuuk from the Sabres, which would make me very happy. But like I said, it's approaching fast. But there's some other points I want to get on here as well. For example, today I'll let you, Mr. Devils fan, talk about what just happened for your
Yeah,
franchise.
yeah. So I'm still getting into hockey, but I'm a big Devils fan. That's my team. It's been a couple games. The big news out of New Jersey is Lindy Ruff. He's out of there. Finally. Now I can speak for all Devils fans when we say when everyone saw the news, they definitely screamed through their phone. Did all whatever, they just celebrated in some way. Like this serves a party. We've seen the struggles the Devils have been through. Like it's insane to finally know he's gone. We've been asking for him to be fired for the longest. After last season, obviously I look back. We had a pretty good season last season, right? Yeah, but it makes everything look like a fluke because of just how the Devils played this season. We've had our ups, but we had a lot of negatives, and getting rid of Lindy Ruff is definitely a start for something great for us. So,
And I'm very happy for your sake, and I'm very sad for Ranger fan because I found it hilarious. But Gerard Gallant is a coach that's on the market that could use a home. So that's all I'm going to say. And then the last NHL segment I want to touch on here is I think we have to finally have that conversation about Matt Rempe.
dog.
Matt Rempe, Rangers dog, forward. I'll just put this montage up on screen right now just to get a general idea of what he does.
I think he chose the wrong sport.
I don't think so.
No, I'm just kidding.
I think he's
I'm just kidding. No, he's a phenomenal hockey player, but a phenomenal fighter at the same time.
Yeah.
Someone I wish the Devils had.
Yeah.
Person.
And I think he's someone that's really like bringing back the old school fighting culture to hockey, and I love that. I love it.
Who doesn't like a good old hockey fight?
Exactly. Yeah.
Especially when it's a rookie against all these vets and stuff.
Yeah. And so with that, we are going to conclude this week's episode as we are beginning to run out of time. And yes, we do keep a timer on this stuff. But it's been a lot of fun, I think. I think we touched on everyone we want to really get to. And I think that I don't know, but you, Aaron, I had a lot of fun having you on the show as our third guest ever.
Definitely fun. Thank you again for having me on here. Love helping out my close friends and love talking sports. So this is perfect.
Yeah, of course. And for those who are wondering, for your full teams, you are a Dodgers, Saints, Lakers, and Devils fan. That is your full roster of teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yet again, thank you for coming on to the show. We had a lot of fun today. I feel like covered everything we wanted to.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And so with that being said, we hope that you, wherever you're watching from, whenever you're watching from, we hope you have a magnificent morning, evening, afternoon, whatever. Stay safe, have fun, enjoy the warmer weather now as we approach spring. And if you have any allergies, please try some natural honey. Take some medicine, try some natural honey. That's come from experience. Thank you very much for watching. Have yourself a great day, night, and evening.
Yes, sir.